What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Live Wealthy Stocks, back with another video today, taking a look at Solo stock as requested by one of you guys. So we'll take a look at what Solo is, the product they're trying to sell, my views on that, as well as the stock analysis part of it, taking a look at support, resistance, what we think it's going to do, all that good stuff. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below what your thoughts on Solo are. If you're long on Solo, if you don't like the company, whatever it may be, and I'd love to chat with you guys down in the comment section below. So let me get right into it. So Solo is an electric car company, for those of you guys that don't know. They were trading kind of like NIO back in the $2 range, and then the month of November has been amazing for them, as it has been for a lot of electric vehicles, NIO, XPEV, Tesla, right? And the stock has absolutely taken off. So Solo participated in that, obviously, and then the stock ran up into even the 13s, right? This huge wick, but since then it's calmed down a little bit more, and we've seen it kind of settle, and we are still looking to see if it continues that kind of downward trend, or if we think that it has found support, and what it can do from then on. So let's take a look at the website, and we'll kind of take a look at the product that they're trying to sell. So it is this electric vehicle here. This is sort of their main car, if you will. The company's Electromechanica. The Solo is their main car, hence the ticker symbol Solo. It's a one-person car, and their whole idea is that it's a simple one-person car. They sell it in 4 colors. Their main selling point, I can't find it here, let me see. They're basically making a statement that X% of people travel alone. There we go. This is it. Every day, 119 million North Americans commute using personal vehicles, and 105 million of them commute alone. So they're saying a wide majority of people, right, commute daily, but they commute alone. So the Solo car would be great for people like that, right? And so they're saying, reduce your gas bill to 0, better for the environment, all that good stuff. From someone, I'm a big car person, so for someone that really loves their cars, this isn't the most attractive looking car, but at the same time, I do see the value that they're trying to bring. Now we'll talk about that in a second, but this is another car that they have. It's a performance car. It's kind of in the designing stages right now. Looks like this could be a cool looking car if they can pull it off, and this one can seat 2 people too, so a bit more practical in my opinion. But we'll see how that goes. And this is the E-Roadster, one of your classic looking cars. Also, for those of you guys that maybe like classic cars, this is a pretty nice looking car. But let's focus on Solo, because that's a car that they have that they're trying to sell and all that good stuff. I, on the one hand, kind of agree that this is a cool concept, and that 100 whatever million people travel alone, all that good stuff. Agree, right? My only kind of question or concern with that is it's a market that hasn't been tested yet. My only concern is, look, this car is, I think, 18,000 to 20,000. That's the range they're trying to sell it in. And so for that price, I could get the Toyota Corolla that I got in college, right? That's still going strong. So why would I spend $18,000 to $20,000 on a car that I can only fit myself in? Can't even fit a buddy if I want to go hang out with them over the weekend, once Corona's over, of course. And I can't really fit much groceries. I can't fold my seats to get a lot of, lugging around. If I go shopping, I'm probably going to struggle to fit all that in. So a lot of those reasons are why, I'm kind of, in my mind, a bit speculative, right? I'm not. Let me just say out of the gate, I do have shares in Solo, so I do expect the stock price to go up. But from a company perspective, right, I'm still wondering if they're trying to appeal to a niche that maybe is not there, or maybe is there but is not there to the extent that the makers of this car thought it would be, right? I think maybe in urban areas where parking's an issue, where truly you are going by yourself to some place to work and back, you're driving less than 100 miles a day, there are people who would fit that bill, maybe even paying close to that $20,000. But I do want to kind of see how that plays out before I increase my position in Solo. That being said, let's move on to the stock price, because I will show you what I see in the stock price itself, and that's a different story, right? There are companies that I have and I own for a really long time because I believe in them, right? I mean, I think NIO is a different story. I think they have potential. Tesla is a different story, right? Apple, as those of you guys know, I have a lot of my money in Apple, but Solo is a stock that I'm trading, but only time will tell if I want to have that as my long-term hold. So let's take a look at this stock here, and we'll kind of see, you know, how it's doing. So let's take a look at, not the 5-minute chart, let's take a look at the 5-day charts. As we could see, the first half of the week, we were kind of in the 660s, and then we pushed up all the way to 815, and then 626. Now, my position that I've been long in for a really long time, not a really long time, some weeks now, maybe a month or so, it was at 779. So not the greatest price right now, right? Look at the fact that it's 644 right now. I did have an exit price or exit opportunity at 815, but I'm looking to get a little bit more out of the stock. So let's take a look at, you know, what I see with the stock from an hourly chart, and we can kind of go from there. So as we can see, you know, kind of similar with some other EV stocks that kind of topped out with that huge run that we saw, and have slowly been making lower highs. Now, this line isn't necessarily as indicative as it would be for some other stocks, just because, you know, it's not necessarily hitting up against this too much, which is, I mean, in my opinion, just that it's either consolidating or heading downward, right? So let's take a look at, you know, what we see with the stock moving forward. So I'm going to draw one more horizontal line, and we'll take a look at some of our indicators to see what we see. So this line kind of right here, and it's not a perfect line, and I'll show you the reason why I'm drawing this. The first one being, we hit this in pre-market on 1202, which is about 11 days ago, a low, and then it was, look at that, it was sideways for a really long time, kind of in the 680s, and then if we go back here, this acted as, you know, both a level of resistance for a little bit, and then once we got above it, it acted as a good level of support back in early to mid-November before we saw that push higher. So I do think that this level of support in the 580s is a good level of support that I'm going to be watching to make sure the company holds, because we are back at the level where we are not too far from it. Let me take a look at the daily chart, and I'll show you something that I see with the indicators. Now, this is something that, you know, interests me a bit more, is that, you know, obviously when it was coming in this run up, it was finding the sometimes support in the 8 EMA, right? As we see there, as we see kind of here. And then it dropped, and what we saw was it dropped all the way to the 21 EMA. You can't see it as clearly because of this horizontal line, but that 21 EMA is right there. Or excuse me, 21 EMA is right there, and then 34 EMA, which is what I was pointing to, is right there. So that 34 EMA that day was 568, and the low for that day was 580, and then we moved up again, and we were finding again support in the 21 EMA, as we could see from the bottom of these wicks, right? If I zoom in more, you see the bottom of these wicks coming kind of barely under that. Then we come to sort of this past week, and for one day we found the 8 EMA as support. The next day we found the 21 EMA as support, and now we are kind of in this middle area between the 21 EMA and the 34 EMA. The 21 EMA comes in right at 679, or basically 680. The 34 EMA comes in at 613. So what I am looking to do right now with my position, again, I'm not a financial advisor, so you do whatever you'd like with your position, but for my position, I'm not looking to add. If we go down like we did a couple of days ago, right? If we go down to the 34 EMA, which right now is at 613, and we bounce from there, then I might be looking to add to my position and hopefully kind of lower my average price, exit when we see up. And then if we go up, then I'm watching to make sure that the stock can regain that 21 EMA at 680. If it can, and it holds it, meaning it closes above it, to me that's holding that 21 EMA, then I would consider also maybe adding a little to my position to lower my position. But what I am not going to do is at the open tomorrow add to my position no matter what, right? I want to have a game plan in mind. I want to see that stock reverse, whether it's going down to the 34, bouncing and then heading up, and that's when I jump on. Or if I see it capture that 21 EMA, and then I jump on. So just again, the 34 EMA that it could bounce from is 614. The 21 EMA is at 680. Now, if it doesn't bounce from here, then I think it goes down to that 580 level, and we validate that level of support, and hopefully that holds. On the upside, right, since we are making lower highs for the past 4 days now, the high of the day before is the level to beat. So the first level to beat is 688, then we've got 708, then we've got 798, then we've got 815. 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of going up. Ideally, I want to see the stock ride the 8 EMA, which is at $7.06. So we'll kind of see if that happens tomorrow too. But if it dips tomorrow, you guys know what I'm doing. If it goes up a little bit, holds that 21 EMA, then you guys know what I'm doing. If you agree with me, feel free to do that. My initial target for the stocks when I got in at that $7.79 price mark was about $10. Realistically, like $9.90s, because I knew that 10 was going to be a mental resistance. That is still my goal price, right? If I think the stock can get up. But the other thing we have coming down is this level of resistance. So what I'm seeing is, does it hit this and bounce down? And if so, does it also bounce from this support level? If we see a bounce and then a bounce and a bounce, then we could see a little bit of a breakout happening. But if that acts as a resistance, then I don't think we see that $9, that 990s price. So at that point, I'm looking at like high 8s, maybe $9 as my personal price target for an exit on some of my shares. I'm still going to hold some just to kind of see what happens with them, right? I don't want to look back a year from now and go, darn, if only I had held on. I do think that, at least they have a product, right, that they're trying to sell, that they're taking pre-orders for. At the same time, though, I'm kind of skeptical of the market that really appeals to. So that's my trade plan with the shares, and that's what I'm watching for the stock. I would love to see it kind of get to this 10s or at least the 9s for some of my exit, but only time will tell if that happens. So we'll see on that. That's all I had for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like and subscribe to my channel, and comment down below what your thoughts on Solo are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Hope you guys all had an amazing weekend and have a great start to your trading week tomorrow, or if you don't trade on a daily basis, then a start to your work week tomorrow, and I'd love to chat with you guys down in the comment section. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe. I think I already said that. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.